Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Are you enjoying the standard 2023 deck upgrade guide so far? We've been going through every single deck provided through the new player experience, in which there are 15 of, making a standard version and an alchemy version of each. That is 30 new starter decks to keep you busy when you're just getting into Magic the Gathering Arena as a first timer, or maybe even just as a casual free-to-play player who's not looking to drain their collection of those mythic and rare wild cards. We're going to keep you winning games, and today is Mono Black Cold-Blooded Killers within Standard. We'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase this within the gameplay footage, wrapping up, of course, with our final thoughts and deck review. Thank you again so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's take a look at the new deck. Alrighty, here we are, and again, with warning, the standard variants of the monocolored decks have been absolutely butchered. Originally, they are filled with alchemy cards, like 80% alchemy cards, so we're building them from the ground up, and I'll tell you what, we've done a pretty good job of this today, actually going undefeated with this deck so far, which is, it's rare, and I will just allow it. I don't want to talk too much about it and jinx myself, but I do love a nice Aristocrats deck. And that's what we'll be doing in today's build is we're looking to sacrifice our creatures, have our creatures die to accumulate additional value through the triggers of our other cards. Now, how are we going to accomplish this? First and foremost, it's the Ghoulish Procession for 2 mana as an enchantment. Whenever one or more non-token creatures die, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. This ability triggers only once each turn. So the Decayed ability signifies that when it attacks, it will self-sacrifice at the end of that combat phase. So a nice trick you can do here is throw yourself in full control with Control and Shift on your Windows machine. I believe on Mac it's going to be like a command key or something. You'll see it'll say hold full control, and then you can, after you attack with these 2/2s, sacrifice them with some of our other cards because it's going to die anyways, right? And that's going to give us just a really nice advantage throughout the match. And of course, you already know what it is. It's the Morbid Opportunist for 3. It's a 1/3. And whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. One of the most powerful phrases within Magic the Gathering. And this ability will trigger only once each turn. But keep in mind, that's once during your turn. It's also once during your opponent's turn, which is just insanely powerful, much like the Ghoulish Procession. All right, so, those are our 2 engines within the deck, which are absolutely fantastic. They're going to be creating creatures. They're going to be drawing us cards, which just keeps the whole party going, right? I mentioned sacrificing our Decayed tokens at instant speed after they've attacked. We can accomplish this with Dockside Chef for 1. A 1/2 in which we can pay 2 mana to sacrifice an artifact or creature to draw a card. So that would be a double draw if you had an Opportunist in play, which is just the chef's kiss. It's so good. We can also sacrifice our creatures not at instant speed, but in general to accumulate value through things like the Fellstinger. For 3 mana, it's a 3/2 with Death Touch. Exploit, which is the sacrifice ability here. When it enters play, you can choose to exploit a creature that you control. If you do, you gain access to this ability. When it exploits a creature, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So if your opponent is dead, this can be that 2 damage that kills them. If not, probably taking that to your own health and drawing 2 cards to keep you going throughout your match. Again, really nice as it is the sacrifice effect, which would trigger the procession. It would trigger the Opportunist. It's going to draw you cards anyways. It's just beautiful, right? And then on the other side of that spectrum, we have the Grave Lighter for 3. A 2/2 with flying, and whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card if a creature died this turn, right? So if we want, we can wait until the Decay triggers, until we've sacrificed something to draw, the whole thing that we've just explained for the last 5 minutes. Otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature. Now, this is fantastic. That just kind of adds to that whole equation. So whether we just want to draw, that's okay. However, we can also use it as a removal spell that's non-targeted, self-sacrificed, which is very cool. So if your opponent has Ward, if your opponent has Hexproof, Indestructible, the Grave Lighter will help take care of that in a really nice fashion. Moving away from that, we do have Eaten Alive at sorcery speed for 1. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. or pay an additional 4 for a total of 5, exiling target creature or planeswalker. BEA beautiful. We also have the Soul Ripper for 2 as a 4/3 vehicle. We crew it for 2, which just so happens to be all of those decay creatures. The decay is only if it attacks, so it can crew, it can tap organically, which is fine. So you crew it, you attack, and then you sacrifice the one that crewed it to put a +1/+1 and gain menace for the turn. The +1 is a counter. It remains. It continually adds as you do this turn by turn, which is great. And, just another sacrifice outlet for the deck, which we absolutely love. So, that's what's going on there. We do have things that we ourselves kind of like to sacrifice organically. The Cult Conscript for 1, it's a 2/1. It enters the battlefield tapped, and we can replay it from the grave if a non-skeleton died under our control this turn, which is, zombies. We've got a lot of them. So this is something that we can sacrifice easily to gain value. We also have the Doomed Desert for 2. It's a 1/1. When it dies, it's going to create a 2/2 zombie. This zombie won't have decay, which makes it a little bit higher value because it can defend, right? Moving away from that, just some good cards that were included within the other decks. March of Wretched Sorrow for 1 + X, instant speed, X damage to creature or planeswalker, discard a card to reduce a permanent black card from your hand, of course, to reduce your casting cost by 2 for each card exiled this way. So it's nice to just nuke anything and gain a bunch of life. We have the Underdog for 2 mana. This is actually not a bad sacrifice effect either because we can replay it from the grave through the Blitz ability, paying 2 life, and when it dies, of course, if it's been blitzed, we'll draw a card, which the deck just has so much of. And again, this is going to be a death trigger on that procession. Yeah, this is going to be a death trigger if you're blitzing it on the Morbid Opportunist, keep in mind. So, just really, really good replayability. And then the Voldaren Bloodcaster. When you have a creature die, create a blood token. You got 5 blood tokens. Make those blood tokens into 2/2 bats. And she transforms herself into 3/3 with flying. It's really good accumulative value as the game goes on. Then we have the Forebear. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a blood token. Right, so nice synergy there within the rare cards that we do have access to. It's a 3/1 as well. And then if it dies, we can sack 2 blood tokens and pay 1 mana to bring it back from the grave, which is very cool. We can do that actually at instant speed. It can't block, but still getting rid of the summoning sickness, I guess, by doing it on your opponent's end step. Removal through Soul Transfer for 3, exiling target creature or planeswalker, or you return planeswalker or creature from your graveyard back to your hand. If you happen to have an artifact and enchantment as you cast it, you get them both. Hero's Downfall, destroying creature or planeswalker. You just love to see it. And then we already talked about Eaten Alive there for the removal. We have the Roadside Reliquary, the Field of Ruin within the land base, keeping it fresh. A little bit of land control, a little bit of draw, and just, of course, those 22 basic swamps. That is the deck. And let me tell you what, we've been having a ton of fun with it. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to showcase all of these interactions within today's gameplay footage, and then, like I said, wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to help support future content just like this. Have a magical day, and let's play some Magic. Going first with the best hand ever seen within the game. It is. Don't kid yourself. That's a turn 1 creature, turn 2 Ghoulish Procession, turn 3 Force Sacrifice. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I will slay all of thy rares. Do it. Do it. Alright, I mean, draw and discard. Wasn't like a talk throw or anything, so I think we're okay. 4th land is so good. Take a swing. Batter, batter. Continue to apply more pressure. It's good. The one thing better than my coffee is this deck. I know that's a tough one to beat. They're stealing our cards. Maybe they do have a chance after all. Big Score is just like a very good card. Don't care what the other cards say about you, Big Score. You're all right by me. All right, our opponent has 10 life, 15 mana, and a lot of cards. A full mitt. Red, black, and hey, I thought I said no Toxrill. Perk, dude. Bully. This is sorcery speed? Oh, loser. Thought it was instant speed. I was gonna be fancy and do it on my upkeep. We have an enchantment. We have an artifact. Interesting. Grab that Bloodcaster back. Take care of Toxrill. And I think we'll just slide in that chef, right? I kind of want to crew and sacrifice. They have such little life, though. You just get after it. Do it. All right, I mean, we get those zombies replaced, which is always good. They're down on to 6. And we have potentially a hit for 5 through that menace, right? So things are looking pretty good. As long as we can, you know, maybe avoid any life gain on their part. Shrink myself down so you can see those very important treasures. Get scored. 4 score, big score. Basically, especially when you copy it, which they did not, thankfully. Interesting. This is that life gain I was trying to avoid. Huh. So that signifies to me that they're playing with Evelyn, the Covetous. It's a 2/5 vampire with flash for 5 mana. And it draws you cards whenever you play a vampire. This looks like what might be lethal. We'll have to see. Sack the Zimby. Yes, 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 yes. Do we get it? Big money, no whammies. We're so close. Down to 1. All right. So they need to simultaneously wipe the field and hold up counter magic for this Bloodcaster. Because we can crew our Soul Ripper again. And then also, if they kill these creatures, we get zombies which crew it as well. Which is really cool. The Soul Ripper with Ghoulish Procession. Just like, it's fantastic. It's so good. Get our thoughts. Instant speed, look at the top 4. 2 of these cards into your hand, the rest into the graveyard. That leaves them with 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 available mana, which is still a lot. Dang, Doogie. You look at your graveyard. I'd spread thieving. I like that. This is a cool deck. This is a deck I would make. Good game, my friend. Opponent goes first. And, like, is this a competitive deck? Look at this. Turn 2 underdog. Wow. They might even just scoop when they see that, you know? That's a good start. They think that you're, but look at that, though. So they're not worried. They're like, I've seen that before. Okay, so Bankbuster's in play. They've got untapped mana, which is frightening. And I'm going to smash first with my untapped mana, right? Because then I'm also kind of scary. Which, if they only knew, we are pretty scary here, to be honest. This dodges make disappear. And then this isn't worth countering. So they just take the draw. Could be worse. I like this Fell Stinger as well. It's going to keep us going. Play a dumb creature, bro. Spend all of that mana. No, exiling my Doogie Doos? That's just rude. Draw Adelphia. We do get another chef to play. Our dessert to start sacrificing. Is that a main phase thirst for a land? Say, Ayo, River. Ayo, Dawn Dragon. No, not in this matchup. Good times. That's decent as well, yeah? Let's slam in. 5 big ones down to 10. Next turn. Oh, okay, here's the draw. We know we're safe. Curving out. There's a lot of bad things, you know, like I don't even want to say it out loud, but well, okay. Something maybe I should have been thinking. We will self-sacrifice. They're dealing 3 damage here. I was gonna say Titan of Industry, but this is pretty good too. Okay, we're still hitting for 2. And we have a pretty good chance at keeping that attack lane open through our abundance of removal. Down to 8. Could fall victim to like a Fading Hope or something here. Gaining life back, nice. They have a thick mitt here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're gonna look at my hand, take nothing, but see that I have removal. And now they'll get to look at their whole library next turn. Pay 3 life and grab whatever. It's not great. That 3 life isn't great though either, so I think what they grab will be life gain based. I've not had a creature die this turn. This is cool if it's got like hexproof or something. We can still force the well, maybe not, because they'll probably at that point crew the Buster. Or even just tap it to make the token. Forethought, forethought. War Dizzle me doos. Hmm. What do we do? This will get the token. What? If they attack with it, they might have protection. Not drawing anyways. I just take this or do I remove this? I think they're trying to fish out my removal, which is why I'm going to take it. They know it's there. What are you up to? I mean, you're tapped. This is a sacrifice without paying the ward. It comes back with Gex. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Looks like we take it, make a zombie. Right? Replaces itself. That's totally fine. We got the flyer now, dude. And we replay our Skeletor. Okay. The flying can dodge the token. It can dodge the Buster. You know, like, it's pretty good. They're down to 2. They're going to have 7 cards in hand here. They bring back what I can only assume is this Toxrill. Ouch. That's problematic. They just discarded that too. Like, that was like into a world spell. Whoa. Okay. um Toxrill will kill the cult conscript and immediately make a 2/2 zombie though that can attack. We might get this. I think we still have lethal, don't we? Because they're not playing anything here. It's just into their hand. Into a hull breaker. There's a land. The land does not gain life. That's really important at this point. Oh my gosh. I think we got the win. Do we do 1 damage? Oh, no, they've got 2 defenders. Close. But we have removal. We have removal. The Toxrill can be crewed. So we have to just take the little one. 8. Force the crew anyways. Force the crew anyways. And then we still hit for 2. I mean, they're tapped. I'm PTSD about this Toxrill. I should just attack for lethal, but don't rope me. Usually there's always some angle that I don't see. So I'm overly cautious. They're upset. They're upset I didn't just attack for lethal. I'm sorry. It buffs our creatures up, It's just good manners. Wow. How we won that match, I'll never know. That is crazy. Going first, and would you look at that curve? Let's get that Bloodcaster in the air. Hit for 2. Next turn we double drop. Rule. Nice. Now we can draw. 3/3, eh? That's something for sure. We can double block it. Chump blocking's not going to work because of that trample. 4 mana. Don't really want a triple block. Oh, Lord have mercy. Given a choice? What if they have a burn spell? We triple block, then they shock one of them. And then the triple block doesn't even get the kill. Oh no. I'm not having fun anymore. I am not having fun anymore. Sacrifice the other. I do love my doomed dessert. Blood tokens are fine, I guess. They're good for later. Let's just play those cults. Well, one of them. I love blood tokens. Oh, mismanaged my mana. What am I doing? Attacking for 2. We get to eventually make these into bats through the Bloodcaster here. Once we have 5 of them, we need 1 more. Two of these zombies can't block. Don't you kill my girl. Oh, no, 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 no. That hurts my soul. A lot of blood, though. We can bring her back with a soul transfer? More cards are important. That Eaten Alive is hot right now. Let's be honest, that's a good card. Another Wolf Strike, dang. More Zombies. 3 cards in hand. I don't know. Let's go fishing. Good game. There's the removal, and we hit for lethal. Even if they didn't they must have not had any interaction because they could have blocked one, removed one, survived. So they concede right away, which kind of shows us that they don't, and it would have been lethal anyways. Sick deck, dude. Holy Toledo's. Okay, so just mono black in standard right now is ridiculous. I honestly think that there was like some preconception that people are like, mono black's too powerful, I can't beat it. Because it performed as if we were playing the meta mono black. You know what I mean? But we don't have Shouldered in here. We don't have Liliana in here. We had that one underdog. I don't think that's enough to make the difference. But at the end of the day, there's just so much synergy held within here while simultaneously being so aggressive. You just love to see it. So fantastic deck within mono black for that new player experience. A little reworked, of course, because the original version has so many alchemy cards in it. But of course, standard is a friendly environment as well. If you're a new player, if you're just getting into this, I'd love your opinion. Are you like committed to alchemy? Or are you like, no, I want to get into standard? Or is it the other formats? Who knows? I have no idea what it's like to be a new player. I've been doing this literally for years, thanks to all of you. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I hope you have an absolute magical day. If you don't, I'm going to make sure you do tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow's video, it's going to be even better than this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon in the next.